In the film Cinderella Man and The Great Gatsby, the two hypermasculine characters James Braddock and Jay Gatsby exemplify the harsh truth about the American dream, that it is a distorted reality worsened by commodification and corruptive tendencies encouraged by a capitalist system. In the film The Great Gatsby, directed by Baz Luhrmann in 2013, we see the luxurious lifestyle of the rich and upper class. The glamorous parties were filled with billionaires, flappers, and greedy capitalists. Men returned from World War I as heroes, and women gained a newfound independence with the 19th Amendment, and a cultural shift in standards of womanhood that popularized the flapper. The 1920s was a consumer society where wealth and prosperity was of great importance, and the nation's economic growth was thriving. The glitz, glamour, money, and most importantly the stock market were parts of the American dream and cultural identities of citizens. During the Roaring Twenties, people invested money into stocks and trusted banks. A lot of victims of the stock market crash of 1929 believed that since the market was doing so well that they could make money off of any part of it. The film shows the unraveling effects of a capitalistic-driven society, even for those in the most successful products, through the use of commodification. Throughout the film, Gatsby is hiding from the spotlight not only to attain his identity, but the fear of being considered a nobody. Gatsby goes to extreme lengths to convince others that he belongs in the old money upper class. For example, he lies and claims to be an Oxford man who followed in the prestigious academic footsteps. The two characters, Nick and Daisy, are used as commodities in Gatsby's self-made new life as the rich and successful. Nick worked at Wall Street while Gatsby was using him for his own gain, and Daisy as a prize for around his arm. The male image presented during the 1920s was an attractive, well-dressed man who lived the bourgeoisie lifestyle and valued the idea of achieving the American dream and impressing others around him. Gatsby's fulfillment of the American dream proves to be nothing more than a short-lived fantasy when he is eventually caught in his lies of being a bootlegger and bond thief. Gatsby's highly fashioned manners that are so well rehearsed eventually end up betraying him. He shows that he wishes to follow a lifestyle of old money and attain characteristics of a rich man, but the truth of Gatsby is soon presented. Growing up poor on a farm in North Dakota, Gatsby wanted to escape the lower-class mold and become a self-made man, but did so through capitalism corruption.
Mr. Gatsby, exactly who are you, anyhow? You see, I have made a small investigation into your affairs. You're one of my Wolfsheim's bunch.
Please, let's go home.
See, he and this Wolfsheim, they bought up a lot of drugstores and sold bootlegged alcohol over the counter.
What about it, old sport?
Don't you call me old sport. And this drugstore business is just small change compared to this bond stunt that you and Wolfsheim have got going on.
Your friend Walter Chase isn't too proud to come in on this.
I've been giving that some thought. How does a reputable banker like Walter Chase find himself up to his eyeballs in debt?
I'll tell you how.
To a little kite like Wolfsheim.
It's called greed, old sport.
That's right. And you have half of Wall Street out there swilling your free booze at that fun park every weekend. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to drag you in. My God, he has.
He's got nothing to do
With your little racket. You ever take that? A girl like this. You shut up! You shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Gatsby's true colors are revealed. The greed and corruption of his intentions no longer fools people, and he ends up murdered. After his death, no one attends his funeral. This shows that Jay Gatsby failed at the American dream by becoming a commodifying bootlegger to fit into a toxic, capitalist culture. The images of lavish parties and investing in high and low-end companies in America would not last. By the mid-1930s, families standing in soup lines had replaced flappers as the dominant cultural image. In the film Cinderella Man, directed by Ron Howard in 2005, the new era of the Great Depression delivered sucker punches to millions. The main character, Jimmy Braddock, begins to fight to escape his living situation for survival. This is a result of capitalism itself. Braddock was an American boxer who became decommissioned once the Depression hit, which was a direct result of consumers' irresponsible economic decisions from Gatsby's early 1920s, and he feels like less of a man due to the inability to provide for his family.
The thing is, I can't afford to pay the heat. I've had to farm out my kids. You know, they keep cutting shifts down at the docks, and you just don't get picked every day. I sold everything I got that anybody would buy. I went on public assistance. I signed on at the relief office. They gave me $19. I need another $18.38 so I can pay the bill and get the kids back.
Braddock was given an opportunity to have one more fight, but it ended up becoming a comeback. He knew what he was fighting for.
I had a run of bad luck. And this time around, I know what I'm fighting for.
Oh, yeah? What's that, Jimmy?
Milk.
Milk?
He started at the top, got pushed down to the blue-collared world of the Jersey docks, back to the ring fighting for his life while people used him as a commodity. He was fighting for his family's survival while the commissioner was making money off of his fights. Therefore, he never left the class exploitation behind him. Braddock believed in the American dream and struggled and fought to achieve it. Rather, the beauty of the American dream is actually masked in brutal struggles, exemplified by James Braddock simultaneously working intensive labor jobs and exposing himself to devastating body blows in the ring for the sake of escaping poverty, which is not exactly a ringing endorsement of capitalism's American dream ideology.
It's unanimous. Winner and the new world heavyweight champion, James
It was not only a win for Braddock and his family, but for the lower class. Little did he know, he became a hero to everyone in poverty. People saw hope in him and his story. The true beauty of the American dream is in the struggle to reach it, rather than through commodification of others and bootlegging one's way up the social ladder.